Hello. This was another requested tutorial, just like the woodworking piece I did using the same foam as always. This is about doing brick textures. Now, if you've gone and watched how to carve a stone wall and the wood texturing video and stuff like that, then you know a lot of these techniques that I'm going to get into. And I'm not going to get into painting this because it's just the same painting techniques. After I'm done texturing it and carving it and whatnot, I'm just going with a black base coat of paint. I apply a wash to seep down into the cracks and crevices. Then I apply my base coat of paint, whatever color I want, whether it be grays or reds or whatever you want color for your bricks. Then do a dry brush, and you can apply another wash to it to darken it back up or fill in the cracks. I mean, it's really up to you. But all those techniques I've already gone through, so I'm not going to go through them again. This is more just to show off a good way to do bricks. Now, I never measure anything. I'm more organic in my approach. That's why almost every time I do a display, I have a figure handy. And so I always have a figure handy. And you figure the size of a brick to somebody's hand. I do a good guess on how big the brick is going to be or something like that. And that's the pattern I use. So if you were going to do stuff for 3 3/4 inch figures, the pattern would be much smaller. And for other figures, like if you went at 12-inch figures or whatever, again, would be even bigger. Rough estimates, I don't usually measure anything, so all I use this straight edge for is just to get a lot of my lines. Use a box cutter and X-Acto for small things. So don't cut very deep, don't have to. Putting in my straight lines here. Now there's a lot of different techniques and approaches to this that you can do to just vary it up a little bit. I know that I've seen the bricks that Slings uses in his videos. Those are actually a tile that you can buy from Lowe's. I've seen it before. But that you can achieve a similar look by doing this. Now from here, again, this thing, you can do your standard bricks where you'd have, you know, every so once in a while you'd have a spot here and a spot here, and then do the staggered effect like this, and you'd have this one. So you'd have your standard staggered look to your bricks, or you know, there's always nothing but varieties. Go out and look at brick walls. I mean, most of them are pretty standard as far as that goes. They're just or you know, you could stagger it even further. Like here's a spot, there's a spot. You could put another set up here that's kind of offset from there. Isn't exact. I mean, you can texture this however you want like that. I use then to texture this after I got all these disorganized. Anyway, all right. So I have a popsicle stick I use as a flat edge on it. Plus, I have various tools that have points and all that and whatnot on it. Then I usually will go in with a tool like this. You use. I had a bamboo skewer around here earlier. I'd rather use that, but I don't know where the hell it got off to. Anyway. And then I'll deepen these cracks here to really separate them out. Now this is where you can start getting into that, what I was talking about, getting that look like is in that piece that that tile set that Slings has. After you get done doing this part here, where you've separated these bricks out, you can get out something like this and go in and smash these bricks in a little bit here and there, and this will start to give you a kind of a lumpy bumpy kind of texture where some of the bricks look like they're pressing in, others are kind of sticking out. Give you really look like a the wall is settling on its foundation and it's starting to break apart maybe or whatever. And you can go in there and do that. You can always go back in and distress them by putting some cracks in it, by pulling out little pieces here and there. You know, like something had hit it. You know. And of course, adding both these effects together makes it look like something might have crushed into the wall. That's it. You know. And there's an example of what it looks like painted with the same thing, because I already had this as an example when I was toying around from a while back. So There's the same basic idea. And here's a good idea for texturing. It's something I put together I thought was kind of... This is actually pieces of gravel I took for sand. I glued them onto a popsicle stick and then applied more glue to give me what I refer to as a texture stick. If you want more texturing, what you do is go in and press this into your foam, and this will give you a more pock-marked kind of look, which is good for if you want to do like a war-based scene, like there's a lot of destruction going on and whatnot, and some of them have, like I have some that have really big pieces on it. Focus in on that. Okay, there's really big ones, and this one's much finer grain stuff. And I have those handy where I start texturing foam. If you go back and look like at my one brick wall that I made, that texturing I have on there was a happy accident. I can't teach you how to do that, because that is what's left behind by my bandsaw blade running up against the foam, because I cut my foam with a bandsaw. But you can achieve a very similar look by simply taking your X-Acto and just making fine lines. We're talking about just barely scratching the surface here. And you can achieve that same look. The look I have on mine, though, like I said, came from my bandsaw. And that give you a similar look to it. So you combine these together and you can see how you could get a nice looking stone/brick texture going on. That's basically it, guys. I hope that was helpful to you.